Hi, this is Social Media Talks in Conversation. I'm Alan Hennessy from Compass Media.
And I'm Trevor Hawkins, known as the Digital Alchemist. What are we talking about today, Alan?
We're going to be talking about social platforms, social media platforms, and what they actually are, and what is the right type of language to be using on them, and what are they, in all honesty.
Well, Alan, it's great to be here again today. And I was talking to a client the other day, and they were really confused about all the different platforms. They've got Twitter, they've got Facebook, they're on LinkedIn, just about, and they're trying Instagram, and they're like, why all these different platforms? Why can't we just have one platform and just do everything on, do everything on it?
Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great just to have one platform?
Yeah, just call it socialmedia.com.
Yeah.
I mean, they all have evolved, they've got different animals, but where do you start? Let's kind of dissect them and work out what they're all about.
Okay, well, I get that quite a lot in regards to, social media and, where should I be? What should I be doing? How should I be tweeting? Should I be posting? Should I be connecting? Well, there's so many different, ways. And I suppose the language as much as anything as well.
Yeah.
So, it's sort of like, I suppose it's intimacy on each of the different platforms and what you actually do on the platforms.
Yeah.
So I suppose, look, we should really break them down. So let's, I suppose, start with Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter, been about quite a while now, isn't it? One of the long-standing ones. Where does it fit into like normal real life? Kind of how do you associate it?
Yeah, well, like as you know, I'm one of these people that I always sort of think, social media should equate to everything that's in real life. So if you're to look at Twitter, I would class it in. So let's take coffee shops, because we're talking coffee. Yeah. So if we're talking coffee shops and that type of interaction and social businesses and so on like that, I would put Twitter in the category of, I suppose, a coffee takeaway shop, for want of a better word.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's very public, and you can reach anyone, but it's fast and it's quick and it's moving.
It's sort of happening in the moment, isn't it? Go in, order your coffee, grab it, go.
Yeah,
you're not going to go out and have an in-depth conversation.
Yeah,
some intimate moments. Yeah. And I think we're the very age that we can remember life before social media.
When
we did business before all the technology.
Well, maybe you can, but
well, I can anyway. So,
I know I can as well.
Yeah, you're catching me up. So we've been there before all this digital kind of came in to confuse everybody. But yeah, Twitter it's happening in the moment, isn't it? It's what is going on now. It's not what's going on 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It's what's happening now. It's quick, tweet, grab, go, isn't it?
And it's instant. Like that. I find that a lot of people get hung up with regards to Twitter and saying, "Oh, what do I do? What?" And I say to them, like, at the end of the day, you got to have a conversation. You got to have, obviously, it's conversational piece.
Yeah.
It's quick. It's fast and it's moving. Like, the average tweet, you lose it. It goes down and
vanishes,
it disappears and vanishes after maybe 15, 20 minutes. So, that's how quick it is. So it's like, as I said, walking into it. It's like if I was to walk into a coffee takeaway shop and I say, "Oh yeah, I want an Americano."
Yeah.
And I say, "Grant," and you make the Americano, and then I take it and I'm gone. And that's exactly.
By the time your coffee's gone cold, your tweets disappear, isn't it? You can look back, but let's face it, unless you're really doing research, most of the time you're not going to go back looking at tweets that are 3 weeks old.
No,
it's just it's in the moment.
So
yeah, it's a good point. So the other one, I know this person I was talking to, they love Instagram. They're not sure why, but they love Instagram. How is that a coffee shop?
I would be classing.
What is Instagram?
Yeah, well, I would be classing more Instagram. I don't know. It's sort of a wine bar-y, sort of cocktail-y type of, like a trendier, say, coffee shop type of thing. That's
a posh coffee shop.
Yeah, because when you look at Instagram, you're looking at it's very
well, it's still instant, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's in the name, but people kind of forget where it started. It's instant gramming, instant photos, bang, now it's quick. But yeah, it's up, Mark. You tend to find better quality graphics. The pictures,
they're a lot more stronger,
smarter. They put the effort in the picture, because it's all about the picture, isn't it? Really. Okay, you've got text, but it's really all about the picture is what grabs your attention.
And I think the only similarity really between Instagram and Twitter is sort of the hashtags, because the hashtags are very, very powerful on Instagram. But with regards to, say, as you say, the graphics, they're a lot stronger. Like when you see pictures posted on Instagram, and as well as that, they're a lot more personalized as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot more personalized. Like I know businesses that would use it, and what they do is they actually, you know, they might take pictures of, say, of their food, if they're a restaurant, or, you know, or drinks or cocktails or whatever, or even clothes. Like we interviewed a girl on the podcast a couple of months back, and she built her business on Instagram. And how she done it is she got in front of influencers, but she posted her products. So, you know, she was really able to build her brand on Instagram through the graphics and through the images, strong images. That way.
It's not quite the snap of Twitter that you're going to quickly take a selfie and a snap. Some people do, but the planned real good graphics stand out, don't they?
Yeah, and then like you move on and you have LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn.
You know,
a bit confusing, LinkedIn.
Yeah, but
who's confused on everybody's confused.
I think everyone is. I think everyone
hands up. Confused on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Well, I think, you know, like I always look at LinkedIn. I like anyone who knows me says like I love LinkedIn. It's my platform of choice, for want of a better word. But you know, I think a lot of people are actually very scared of LinkedIn, and I think the reason why they're scared on LinkedIn is because they're afraid they're going to mess up in front of the business people.
It's all the posh suits.
It's all like, oh, I can't say this and whatever. But look, at the end of the day, and I think if you look at LinkedIn, we're going back to our coffee shop and stuff like that.
What is it? Where are we?
I would be more inclined to be moving towards a lunch meeting.
Business lunch.
A business lunch meeting.
Talking serious business.
Yeah, and I think
that's
where we're sort of going with this one.
Yeah.
So we've gone from sort of the takeaway coffee to the nice coffee barista shop, coffee shops, but now we're into the business lunch type of thing.
So you've gone to the trouble to meet the people. You book the restaurant, date, time, place. You know where you are. You know where you're going. You probably know what you're going to talk about, and you're going to talk business.
Yeah, and you're serious about it.
Serious about it. Yeah.
And see, that's the thing with LinkedIn. It's quite serious.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't see fluffy pictures of cats on LinkedIn.
Probably not, unless you're a vet.
Yeah, well, unless you're a vet or you're trying to get in front of a vet or whatever. But it is, with respect, you know, LinkedIn is a powerful place. It's a great way to connect with other businesses and like-minded business partners as well. Yeah. You know, and there's so much valuable information on it. You know what I mean?
And it's kind of the sort of thing, if you think, you know, if I dropped in a coffee shop and you're grabbing a coffee and I saw you there, I'd go, hi, Al, how are you doing? Yeah, you have a good holiday last week, whatever, a quick conversation. Yeah. And the etiquette of being social would be fine, wouldn't it?
Yes.
If you were having a business meeting with a group of other people and I have to walk in a restaurant, I probably wouldn't barge into their conversation.
Exactly, yeah.
You might see me across the room and say, hi, Trevor, come and meet so-and-so. We need to talk about X. And it's a whole different etiquette.
Yeah.
And I think that's, I think it makes sense. When you relate it like that, it does start to make more sense. That how you would react in general public in a restaurant, you wouldn't suddenly barge into someone's conversation in a posh restaurant, would you? It wouldn't happen. Well, it'd be quite rude, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, so, the other side, but I suppose the other side of that, then, if you look at it, is as well, if you relate that particular piece of me saying, if you walk by and I invite you in, you're similar doing that with your connections, your first level connections, your second level connections. You introduce people to people on LinkedIn as much as on there. And you build connections that way. So, you know,
it's their relationships, isn't it? Because, you know, you're having dinner with somebody, if you say you need to meet so-and-so, it is that strong word of mouth, isn't it?
Oh, huge.
You're saying this is a good guy you need to connect with. It's how it works in real life. So I can see how that, LinkedIn works like that.
Yeah.
You get a bit lost on first connection, second connection, third connection. You might have to save that detail, perhaps.
That's
exactly. LinkedIn coming out, isn't it?
That's me just overrunning it as well.
So let's look at the big boy, Mr. Facebook.
Oh, stop! Where do you start?
Multifaceted, many levels, many different options. I think, and it keeps changing and moving. I think a lot of people they sort of dip into Facebook because they've probably got their cat and their dog and their kids at school and family things happen. But it's when you then start moving into the business arena. Where, how, what, where's it sit? It's not your coffee shop, it's not a restaurant. Where are we going with Facebook?
I think it's more of a hotel.
Yeah.
I would think it's more of a hotel. And the reason I would say it's more of a hotel is because there's so many different pieces to it. So you have your takeaway coffee shop.
Yeah.
You have your restaurant.
Yeah.
You have your wine bar. It's all there.
Yeah.
It's just, there's so much going on with Facebook that, there's so many different angles to come from. So you have like personal profiles, which is more so for you as a person, like, so as we would be friends. Then you have also like the business end of it, where you would have your, whether you want to call it a fan page or your business page, whichever it may be. That's where you would be more inclined to be, posting articles or posting information that is relevant to your business or relevant to business in general. And giving people updates as well. And then
I can see it's getting in the elevator here.
Yeah. And and then you're looking at the groups as well. So you can have these private groups where, and like in a hotel, you can have a private function. You know what I mean? Or you can have just drinks in the bar, for want of a better word. So it's, and I only use these, I suppose, these analogies because I think it makes it a lot more easier for people to understand where you should be and what it is. But I do think each one of the platforms has their own individual, pieces of gold, what I would like to say.
And I think that's the nugget. Getting on terminology there, is finding the right platform that suits what you're trying to do.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you're trying to be, I don't know, a fashion superstar on Instagram, it may not work on Facebook as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's the maze that people can't quite get to. They're trying to put the same stuff out perhaps everywhere, and what works on Twitter won't work on LinkedIn, and vice versa.
Exactly.
And they don't understand that. They just go, "Oh, LinkedIn doesn't work for me. Nothing happened when I tweeted whatever. Then I did LinkedIn." Those on Twitter, that was brilliant. LinkedIn, nothing.
Yeah,
because they're using it wrong.
Yeah, and I think it is. And I think it is that, like, we were with a client, and they put out, say, for instance, this particular post on, say, Facebook, and then they went across and they put it out on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay, and then they put it out on Instagram, and then they put it out on LinkedIn, but it was the same wording across all the different platforms. So it's being careful of your wording and the language that you use, because, for instance, like if you're on LinkedIn, you want to be a bit more. I suppose I don't like to use the word corporate, but you need to be more business minded, and
it's not the casual. It's not the casual Friday night wine bar, cocktail bar.
No.
You're going to be a bit more relaxed. Whereas your LinkedIn's going to be that more professional. It's the kind of 9 to 5 wear a suit job, isn't it? So,
exactly. Yeah, it's Facebook with a tie.
Facebook with a tie. Yeah, sorry. We're in Facebook mode, aren't we?
But as I said to you, like, Facebook has fantastic features, and there's so much you can do. Like, even like down to with regards to, say, your advertising and stuff like that, and all that. You know what I mean? Targeting and all that. Like we all know, there's obviously been the controversy with the Cambridge Analytica and all that. But I think at the end of the day, it is a very powerful platform. If not the most powerful platform. But as you said, if your audience is not there, and your target market, you need to be where your target market is. You don't need to be everything to everybody. You need to be to your customer, and you need to be talking to them, and not everything.
And I think the thing that always surprises a lot of people, they forget that word social media.
Oh yes.
But social media, and they just like media, pictures, posts, and they forget this social bit. And I love the bit about, coffee shops, wine bars, restaurants. We can all relate to those. But when you go to those places, you're social.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think regardless of what platform you're on, like on Twitter, you can do a like and a retweet. LinkedIn, you can do a like and a retweet. The retweet's a share, they call it a different thing, but effectively you're doing the same thing as whatever each platform calls it. Facebook's the same, you can share. But is that being social?
Yeah.
Is that being social? Are we missing something beyond that I'm going to put my content out somewhere?
Well, when you think about it, and I use this, it's real life term that I say to people, and I've often said to any of the clients or students or any of the people that we would teach is so. For instance, if I walked into I'm sitting in the coffee shop, and you walked in and you asked me a question. So, for instance, say you asked me,
I walk into a coffee shop. Did you see a photo of a sunset I put out last night, Alan? I've got a training course coming up next week. Do you want the tickets on Eventbrite?
Now, do you see what I'm doing?
Cheers.
Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. When you just put a thumbs up on a post, that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
So if you equate that to real life and you look at that in real life, how ignorant was that in that practice for me to actually just keep putting my thumb up and not answering Trevor? So my point being is you need to engage with people. You need to actually talk to people. So as Trevor says, if did you see that picture of the sunset?
Shall I try that again? I'll rewind.
Let's do it a different way.
We're in the wine bar. I'm on Instagram. Wine bar, cocktails, you've got it. Beautiful picture of sunset. All the hashtags going, get it all there. So I come into the wine bar. Hi, Alan, did you see that picture of that sunset I put out last night?
I thought it was absolutely fantastic. It looked great.
That's my new camera I got. I bought it from that shop down the high street, the one? He's a really great guy in there. Brilliant camera. Really good price as well.
Oh, right. You must give me his number, or you must give me the address, and I must have a look myself.
I will do, certainly.
All right.
See you another day.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
We're happy, we're smiling. We're being social.
Yeah. And that's exactly what we're doing. That's exactly what we're doing. I am watching a little bit of a monitor here, so if you do see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking to see when. but like the truth being is there you can see in a perfect example how easy it is to engage with someone. But you see the difference in the reactions. So the difference in the reactions should be no different than you doing it in real life as opposed to doing it online.
Precisely, yeah. And I think the bit also that we extend on from that, and a lot of people disconnect. You've got all the public social media, but you've all got private. All these platforms have, pretty much all the platforms, have a private messaging system. You've got Twitter DM, you've got Facebook Messenger, Instagram's got its private messaging, whatever they call that. LinkedIn's got messaging the same.
Yeah.
And that conversation we just had about you need to know the guy who sells the cameras down the high street. I may not want to publicly say here's his phone number or his email address, what his name is, maybe not. I can then jump onto a private message. Whatever the platform is, I can send you a private message, well, here's the details, bang.
Yeah.
And then we're doing that business. It's not offline, but it's no longer in the public arena. It's in those private channels. And those private channels are as much, to me, social media as the public part of it. It all backs up that conversation. And it'd be no different if we're in that wine bar and there's a group of you together. If I wanted to talk to you about the guy who sells the cameras, I'll just take you one side by the bar, leave the rest of you drinking all their cocktails, swap business cards, whatever, and give the details. We're having a private conversation as opposed to having a group conversation because the others don't need to know about it, like the guy selling the cameras. So it's another part of social media.
And like when it comes to social media and the messenger apps and stuff like that, there is so much more. Like I know personally, we would deal with a lot of clients and we'd be doing a lot of talk. We talk to a lot of people on social. Obviously, that's what we're in the business of doing. But I would be hard pushed to pick up a phone straight away because 9 times out of 10, I would actually go on and send that person a message that I'm trying to contact first and say, "Can you take a call?"
Yeah.
And the point being is that when it comes to Messenger, and you'll know it yourself, and it's down to psychology, is that when you actually turn around and, like, if I was to send you a message now,
Yeah.
right, if I was to send you an email now, you'd probably say, "Oh, I'll look at that later on."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if I was to try and send you an actual voice, a message on Facebook,
yeah,
and you hear that ting,
ting.
what are you going to do? Are you going to leave that for now and say, "Oh, I'll come back to it now"?
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're going to pick up that phone, or you're going to look on your desktop or whatever it is.
Precisely. I think that's the thing.
And you're going to look. So
certainly,
it's instant.
And I notice with different clients and different people, they have their preferred platform. Now, I know if I want to contact you quickly and I want an answer now, Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
And I know, unless there's something going on or in a meeting or you're emigrated, within probably minutes or at least an hour, I'll get something. Even if I'm busy, I'm in a meeting, call you back later, I'll get an instant response.
Exactly.
Other people I know, I'll message them in Twitter DM because they happen to prefer Twitter. You know, I've got one client, they're on Skype. If I want to get hold of them, I send them a Skype message.
Yeah.
That's just their that's what they spend a lot of time on Skype. So once you get to know which one they like, you get that expectation of how quick you respond. And people are expecting quick responses. You know, no longer is it, I'll send you an email today and get an answer 2 days later.
Yeah.
They want that answer now. Even if the answer is, I'm busy, I'll call you later. At least it's that start communication. Like I say, just to pick up the phone and disturb somebody. It is disturbing nowadays, isn't it? It feels like. But if you send them a message saying, I need to talk to you about something, whatever, can you call me?
Yeah. Oh,
you're free, I'm free, right? We'll talk.
And that's the way it is.
And it works.
They actually were saying that it was 70. I think I read somewhere that it was 70% of instant messages get opened within 5 seconds.
Yeah.
That's 70%. 70%.
Yeah.
You know, the other 30, I don't know where they
I
are.
don't know
But I always sort of wonder about that. You know?
Yeah. So engaging public-private is still a very important part of social media. And still each platform it has that different connotations and the way you talk. As I jokingly said to somebody the other day, if I stick a message on LinkedIn, I'm always wearing my tie and don't use emojis.
Yeah, exactly. Don't use emojis, guys, on LinkedIn. Please do not use emojis.
Or animated GIFs.
Or animated GIFs. Even though they are there, maybe you may want to do them in private, but look, in our LinkedIn courses and other courses that we run, we go into that in a bit more detail.
Yeah.
So you know, like, I think the final thought here, Trevor, is public or private, social media is here, and think about when you're actually on the platforms as to what you're actually posting on it, and remember the key here is to be social.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the way I see it.
Be social. That's it.
Yeah.
Great conversation, Alan.
Yeah. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.